I think this session will be a little bit long because so important issues are discussing. First of all, I like to thank the Institute and staff and the faculty under the leadership of Rajesh. You are doing a very good job converting this simple institute to the Greening Institute. I am more delighted when I look at the program. The title of this session is TVET for Rural Transformation. For this, I like to specially thank you. I have seen thousands of conferences happening in India to make smart city, Industry 4.0, but very few people really deeply think that how TVET can really work for those remote places where there is no resources. They are migrating from there, the girls and students, leading a horrible life, and that VET can play a very important role, but they are not discussing that. So at least it is a very good beginning, and my deliberation will be on that. Actually, when I was working, I have almost 35 years of TVET experience. I never really, self-criticizing before you all, that always we work new innovation, new thinking, but all surrounding to the urban environment and industrial environment. Lately in my career, I started thinking why we are not looking properly the rural sector and apply the technology on that. And with that in mind, it came a project idea called Developing Green Smart Village for Rural Transformation in Response to Sustainable Development Goals. Is it not changing? Why? Oh. Yeah. Why this project? First, very quickly I have to say, is poor people live in a developing country, live in rural areas and dependent on agriculture. This is a worldwide phenomenon. In Africa, in Latin America, everywhere you will see, this is the phenomenon. Second, what happened? Is it not working? No? Climatic change is affecting the poor farmer disproportionately. The one Rajesh has told. The extreme, this climatic change and issue, who is the number one sufferer? The poor farmer. Why our onion price gone up so much? India is a country, we have produced so much vegetable, fruits and others. Sometimes we didn't pay anything. We are so fortunate country in this world. You work around, okay, the market economy came, others. But we had fantastic technological innovation we are doing. But when you look that basic thing like, agricultural, natural products is you are not getting. Why? Farmer has overused fertilizer, soil become non-productive. For short-term gain, it was used for green revolution, but now you are killing the whole soil. You have to regenerate the soil. Is there any science and technology to help you? Yes, there is a science and technology to help you, but we are not applying that at this moment all. I'm not mentioning some of the institutes are doing, I'm talking in large. It is not about India, I'm talking about the whole world. Third, poor quality, this is problem. Poor, low quality of life leads to silent migration from rural to urban. This is the serious consequence I am feeling now. This low quality of life in which happening, rural youth and girls, they are all migrating from rural to the urban area. I made a study, and I have in India 1 or 2 ITI, I have seen the curriculum. I was surprised. It is situated in a remote place, surrounded by agriculture and natural product. The courses they are offering is mechatronics, electronics, or whatever, IT and all. Then I take an interview. After doing what we will do, we will go to the city to get a job. So not only people has no livelihood, entrepreneurship and others, but also those institutions were supposed to help the local economy. We are preparing the economy for urban sector and forcing youth and girls to leave the rural sector. Indirectly, we are responsible. These are all going on the years after years. So what is happening? It is a very not respected occupation. Nobody will say farming is a very respected occupation. So, oh, you are doing farming. Immediately you will say, going to another topic. But entirely world is changing on bioeconomy, for your kind information. Next revolution is coming on bioeconomy. It is not robotics, it is not industry 4.0 in per se. So why the bioeconomy will come into a big way, you have to understand. So situation demands, which I have described, to reverse the migration and enabling an environment to support. So one of the mission and my goal is now to really do something that to reverse this trend, and let's go to the community, connect vet school with the local needs, train them, capacitate them, use science and technology and see what changes it can happen. With this an idea, when I look at the India local context, largest population of youth, 356 million, only 5% youth engage in agriculture, doesn't find it respectable occupation. There is an exodus of youth from rural to urban areas. I have a lot of story I can share with you. Overexploitation of natural resources requires shift from traditional mode to science and science and technology mode. And it is not productivity versus sustainability, but it is productivity with sustainability. Means how you can increase productivity using sustainability principle. Therefore, we need urgently a pilot model attracting youth in agriculture, youth and girls in agriculture. With this in mind, we say why we want to do to combat the climatic change in agriculture and reverse the migration. What we are going to do? We will establish an integrated green smart village. Not smart city only, green smart village, using skill as a vehicle for transformation. This using skill ecosystem as a driver and using science and technology at the grassroots. Where first pilot case we have understand, I'm working on almost 2 years with that institute that is in Sundarban area in Delta region, India-Bangladesh border. Very remote place. Dr. Datto will give the full detail later on in his thing. Is a Ramakrishna Mission is running that. You all know Ramakrishna Mission. Many institutes are working in a very remote places 20, 30 years ago for the poor or rural youth. They have biotechnology institute there working quite a bit, but there is a really good ground to take that loop. I'm very happy Spain Technica will also come forward to say, why not we do a twin model? So you want to experiment circular economy? Take a case study of developed country, take a case study of developing world, and you compare. This is a academically very rich research project. And at the same time, it is very useful that both of us will give the whole thing. As because it is a pilot, many countries want to join in, I know, but we will go step by step. Ultimately, we have to do it in higher form. The impact will be 50 green entrepreneur and 300 green ambassador to be trained. What do we want to do? The first thing we will do, build a unique approach of integrated smart village, sustainable model of appropriate use of resources and resilient technology, focusing on environmental friendly, science and technology powered, skill driven process. Industry 4.0 will be applied in agriculture. I know Siemens has come up with a course. It's a diploma program. Industry 4.0 for agriculture. We will start that program, in a sense, to give a vision that how Industry 4.0 is not just for industry, and it is for the agriculture and social revolutions. The framework guides villages in setting their strategic direction to become smart. What exactly this? Very quickly. These are the dimensions. This slide is most important. The smart village should be climate smart, number one. That means you have biodiversity, you have to root, you have to be reliant to the climate change, you have to use biofuel, biofertilizer, horticulture, all this aquaculture will come on the climatic change, whatever is affecting. Water smart. We have to go, because drinking water is not there. We are wasting water like anything for farming, because you need to feed only the root, whereas we are feeding entirely, we are doing. Technology is there called precision farming, and we can use the technology there to have a precision farming. It's not possible by human being, you have to be there. So similarly, there are many other models are coming up for vermicompost and others with the climatic change recovery. The water issues will come in. Energy, like solar energy use. In many places they are not. But who will maintain the solar energy? This is the technical people, means vocational education, those pass out, 11, 12. We have to train them and go there to do this, the solar installation, commissioning and others. It should be technologically smart. It will be waste smart, like circular economy. We'll call zero waste economy. One of the process output will be input to others. And this way the chain will be circular. And that is the new research going on worldwide. So that needs to be practiced in the rural setting. Health is a very important in rural sector. And we will be amazed to know, you know better than me, I have been not here for long, but I know the pain. Just to go for a blood test, blood pressure, and maybe diabetic something or chest x-ray, people are traveling 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers to get to a hospital, with whole entire day being gone. But why cannot we can start a cyber, like a medical kiosk system, like a cyber cafe? Train the people, run the show, there is a plenty of software. You can just send all this thing on the primary health center, connect with some good hospitals in urban sector or somewhere, and then you start doing. So health is a very critical issue and you need to address that. Network smart. But all this thing will happen if you are skill smart. What is the skill smart? Means the institute has to train people to do all this thing in the system. So that's why the issue will be like this. Design philosophy is the project skill ecosystem as a driver, sustainability as motto, science and technology as vehicle, green smart village as aim. With this, what will it look like? How it will be developed? By providing capacity development using local skill ecosystem, supporting through research and development initiative, promoting innovation and incubation for smart farming. Korea has done, I have seen what is called incubation of smart farming. This is not only industry. The problem of the farm is coming to the lab, solving the problem, go back to the field, experiment, and academician has to do. So it is not only the skill organization has to do, they have to tie up with university and engineering, agricultural extension center and others. And then you have supporting green entrepreneurship and livelihood. So we intend to create a pool of green entrepreneur who will be champion at the same time business model and also championing greening. There will be green ambassador for the village. That will be the one diploma program. We are starting on that, and the output of that will be finally we will be picked up from those who are practicing as a green ambassadors. The whole idea is like this. How to build a sustainable village using skill as a driver? You have to be happy people and planet. People will be happy if they are prosperous, they have a livelihood and they have a quality of life. Planet will be happy if you don't, recycle means you can keep their fertility, not destroy and sense of ecosystem being destroyed. So how you can keep this innovations? You have to do innovation in agriculture and natural product. You have to use different kind of technology. Education and skill will be the important factor. So that's why on the left, that is the educational institute who will be doing the capacity building in agricultural product through research, through capacity building, and they will be creating a one pilot or two pilot village where this will be experimented. That institute, in our cases, we are talking of Technica and this Institute of Biotechnology in Nimpit, they will have to interact with national agencies, with private sector, with different university and local ecosystem. This is the model that we are trying to do. That means one, on the ground providing the research. So this will be, we have to identify a cluster of village where we will experiment at that, and that will be the model village for showing how to really make sustainable things. It's a bit ambitious in a way, but very fruitful in nature. So that's why the typical activities, very quickly now, we have this kind of activity will go on, like hand-holding, guidance, micro entrepreneurship, incubation, supporting job creation. So these all needs detailed discussion. Because of shortage of time, I'm not going to do, but these are the typical activity we are expecting from that. So how we are going to do that, that there are 17 goals, you have seen number of times, no poverty, no things. This is, you can call it SDG implementation in rural sector. So how rural sector will gain from SDG? This project will be that on that. So now one of the weakness of international organization, I have seen that no poverty, who addressed that? FAO. When you come to good quality education, who addressed that? UNESCO. When you come to the say decent job, ILO. So you have a different doctors, specialist. But you are the patient, And sometimes I feel in going to a doctor, they will refer to a specialist. Specialist will say, your heart is okay, but I do not know why your problem is. Then you go to another doctor, they will say, oh, your vein and all are okay, but I don't know. You go to another doctor. We get puzzled then. Why you are shifting me to the specialization? We need a general physician. When I was very young, I remember there was a lot of general physician taking very low fees. They can guide you properly to go to them. Similarly here, we need a general physician who knows everything where to go, not to the specialist one by one. So that's the point we have to harp, and that's why I will say this goal, like how many goals it can address if we do it very nicely. No poverty, that's goal 1. No hunger, because how come you say no poverty is coming, Dr. Majumdar? Because you are giving skilling and then asking them to be entrepreneur, you give the incubation support, you are making them ready. To give a donation is not a big thing. Just give teaching how you can fetch fish. They will earn the living on their own. That's the skill. And that's we have to do on that. So good health, quality education, gender equality, the focus will be on women. So I want to have one institute solely dedicated to girls on this issue. Responsible consumption and production, climatic change, life and land. So these all will be addressed. So with this, the possible impact will be improving youth and women employability in rural sector, integrating science and technology in agriculture and natural product, enhancing image of vocational education in rural sector. So people will be love to go. I can give you statistics in Europe now. Italy, young people are all going back to their village. starting green entrepreneurship program. They are going to be millionaire because there are really food crisis is imminent. The food crisis, food security problem is a worldwide problem now. Because that problem, we will have everything, but we do not have food to eat. We need to be self-sufficient on that. Ensuring food security, nutrient and restoring land degradation, reducing forced migration from rural to urban, integrating intangible cultural heritage. In each of the village, you will see some kind of unique skill there, which is going to be extinct very soon if you don't preserve them. And that is also part of the project to take care on that. Improving quality of life and livelihood, development of green entrepreneurship and green embassy. And this one. So this is the idea of the project. For that, we really need a real, support from all the quarters. We will try to mobilize people, but the dream is will not limit it to 1 or 2, it will be scale up. But first we want to do the effective way to show the whole thing. Soon there will be coming a website where cross-sharing of the experience will be started on this, and I am sure with your guidance and feedback, our dream will come true today. Thank you.